Hard to beat that view. There he is. I'm second knuckle. There's another one on top. That one not terribly deep. Well, we are finally planting corn. It has been an exhausting morning, but it's working now. I've been trying to get the liquid system going and everything else. Just been exhausting, but we're up and going now. That's all that matters. Anyway, we're doing a little point here on this field that we worked yesterday, and then I got to do some ends, and I'll get that done. I might check back with you guys later when we get some longer rows. We've got some ends done, and we're down to long rows here for quite a while, so I thought I'd talk to you all about planting corn. Right now, this here is our corn planter. It's John Deere 1790. It is a 15-inch planter. We have the every other row locked up, back ones, so we plant our corn, beans, and wheat with this. And we also have a 1535 that you saw planting beans this morning for strictly bean planting. But anyway, we've got a liquid system on this, so we're running over here on each wing. You see those indicators. We're running liquid fertilizer in the row, and so that's up here in these tanks. Excuse me, up here in these tanks. But we keep water, and then we have some other fertilizer that we put in, like some zinc and some sugar and all sorts of stuff like that, micronutrients. So we put that in there, and then it pumps it back to the planter. And then in that white tank up on the planter, that is where the Pivot Bio, which is a biological, it's a nitrogen fixing bug, basically, bacteria. And anyway, it directly injects that on into the water and puts it on the seed. We do that because those microbes, that bacteria, it has a shelf life. If I don't get it on the seed within 24 hours of opening the jug, the bacteria will die. And so we put that there just so that way we don't have to worry about mixing it in with these tanks. Don't need to do it. It was just a convenience factor. So anyway, that's kind of how this works. I'll walk you around some other time when we have time, and we can do a little bit more in depth. But we're planting here. Here's our liquid page. So This is the tank level in the direct inject, and then this is the level in the saddle tanks. And that's our rate, 5 gallon the acre. Then our Pivot Bio is 1/10 of a gallon per acre, biological. And so here's our map. So we're variable rating. So the darker colors are better parts of the field. They're going to get more seeds per acre. The lighter colors, typically we don't raise as much grain there, so we'll put less plants to the acre. On this farm it is clay, a little bit lighter soils. So anyway, I've already planted a little bit up here around this riser. I'm gonna try zooming in here, but anyway, those little red balls, I don't know if you guys can see them back there, those are the flow indicators. So if they're floating, then we have flow to each row. If they sink down, then there's something wrong, something blocking them. This gauge here, this is for our main pressure gauge for our main system. And so I've got electronic versions of all these gauges, if I know where to go to find them. Let's see. Yeah, so see, we're running 10 psi, 10 psi. I don't know. It's a lot easier to check that than it is, because normally I run on this page. So it's easier to just glance up there and know I have pressure. I don't know. Anyway, we're hammering it out. Well, we've had a pretty successful first day here, or at least I feel like it. Gonna call it quits for the night. Dad's coming to the lane here to pick me up, and we'll hit it again tomorrow. I think we got all the bugs worked out of it, and we're ready to go. We are rolling again here. Got a good bit done here behind the shop. There's my house, our shop. Mom and Dad's over at the hog barn. But we're about out of seed. That's our load tank warning. Kind of see it back there, but I don't know. We don't have much left to do here. Just over here to the shop, and then we're gonna fill back up and jump over on the other side of that fence over there. We got a pretty big flat L-shaped field to do. Boy, looking at that water makes a person want to go fishing on a day like today. It's a little windy out, but other than that, it is a beautiful day. Nice long rows. Things are working good. Yeah, these are longest rows on the farm. They're about 3,500 feet, I believe, looking at the monitor there. We've already turned, so, and that's excluding the end rows. But this is the good kind of running to eat your lunch. Well, our neighbors pulled in with their planters, so I imagine they're going to start planting corn here this evening. We ran out of Pivot Bio, the stuff we're running in the tank back there in the directing jacket. So turn the liquid system off. You can see it's off on the pressure gauge. You can see it's off on the pressure gauge. So we got this variety entered in as no Pivot Bio. So we're gonna do a test here on 30 acres out of this field, see what we think of it. This is the first year of running it, so anyway, we'll just keep at it, back and forth across the field. So planting, in my opinion, is the most crucial step to growing a good crop. We need to make sure that we have the seed spaced just right, the depth just right, and we want to make sure we close the soil just right. And all of those different things make a huge difference. And so it is really critical that we get all of those things just right. So we're planting our corn 2 inches deep. That's pretty much universally known to be ideal seed placement. And then we're running some different closing wheels on the back. This will be our second year with them. Last year we tried them and we really liked the job they did. We tried just part of the planter with them and you could visibly see a difference. And then we do a lot of stuff with the seed. On the way we select seed, we want to select, we're big on picking stuff that has a good emergence rating, and then we also send it off to get tested. And then for saturated cold germ. Then also when it comes to picking out the seeds, you want to pick a variety that's going to handle the placement conditions of that field, your weather patterns. You know, I wouldn't want to plant something down here that they would up in Michigan, or Minnesota, or somewhere, Wisconsin, because it's not going to handle the heat as well. And so that's a big part of it too, but that's all done in the winter. You know, we decide what we're going to plant, and we have a plan of what variety needs to go where, and the big thing is just sticking to that plan. But anyway, we're finally putting the plan in action, and it feels good. It's one of my favorite times of the year is planting. There's so much potential. And with that, we're gonna call it quits for the night. Hold it up. Dad's taking the water trailer back to the house. Come get him. We'll get the seed tender moved home. And we'll call it good for our second day of corn planting. Hey guys, we're out ditching now this evening. This is our little ditcher, and so it cuts, I don't know if it's like 12 or 18 inch cut here, just a little furrow for the water to go. And so we're trying to save our crops here on a lot of this flat ground in case we get a goose grounder. But there she is. Got it hooked up to 5125. Alright, we're at least getting it figured out here and lined out. So we cut these ditches, some of this really flat ground here, after we plant it so that it'll drain. Alright, this is far enough. yeah, we cut these ditches here that allows the water to go to them and get out of this flat spot, so it doesn't stand and kill out our crop. So it's really important we get this done as soon as we plant it. Otherwise, if we get a torrential downpour like we got last year, we kept getting them, you know, and you don't have it done, the crop might drown out. Sure is nice to have a cab tractor to do this in. Kind of creeping here, whatever it takes to be able to get a ditch. I'm not wanting to do a deep one, just enough to get a spot for the water to go to drain these low spots. I'll probably just take this ditch all the way through this low spot over here to the road ditch. Just kind of meandering through the low area. If I had a GPS screen, I do have some lines for all these ditches. If I had a GPS screen that I wasn't using, I could put it in the tractor and use GPS for it. But at this point in time, I don't have that, so we'll just do it the old way, eyeballing it. Now we're trying to cut a ditch right between two rows of corn, which I think we've pretty well accomplished. I'm not one to put anything real deep or big, just a light little track for it to go through. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If you like it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And make sure you go on and subscribe. If you have any questions about anything, make sure you leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them, whether it be with a comment or a video. And hopefully y'all keep coming back.